That would be genetic too, right? He probably inherited it with the land. In all seriousness, though, I have had a lot of people ask me, like, were there any red flags? So we didn't really suspect anything. Initially, our only suspicion was that he didn't have the management experience that he claimed to have. And this was because of how he handled the situation with an employee over at the bank. It just was not what anyone who had any reasonable management experience would have done. That was all we were trying to figure out when we first started digging. We were just trying to confirm, like, okay, does he actually have this management experience that he claims to have? In retrospect, however, there were a couple different red flags. I did IVF. It's pretty public knowledge that I did. And he and his wife had been trying for quite a while. And when he was over one time, he asked me, hey, my wife wants to talk to you about IVF. Sure, dude, no problem. So I ran into her at the store and I'm like, hey, Craig said that you wanted to talk to me about IVF. And the look on this woman's face, she was so confused. She was like, IVF, don't you think it's soon for that? And I'm thinking, why would he say that she wanted to talk to me about it if she thinks it's too soon? And so I just kind of shrugged it off and I was like, well, it's been a while. She said it sounded really expensive. And I told her, I went to Mexico and I did it for $10K. And she said it was out of the budget for a while. And at the time, I thought it was really weird just because, like, they're pulling $50K a month just in investments, let alone their actual full-time incomes. How is $10K when you really want a baby out of the budget? Especially when you're pulling that kind of income. I just kind of chalked it up to maybe she was uncomfortable talking about it in public because not everyone is as open about IVF as I am. So I dropped it. I wasn't trying to make her uncomfortable. Another red flag. He was constantly talking about what a struggle life had been prior to the apartments and prior to his wife graduating nursing school. How he worked extra shifts, took all the overtime he could because he was putting her through nursing school. Repeatedly told us that he put her through nursing school. He did this. But then he turned around and told me that he wouldn't let her be a stay-at-home mom and that she really wants to, but he's not going to allow it until she pays off her student loans. So which is it? Did you put her through school or did she take out loans? Because I feel like that's not adding up. He also claimed that one of his apartment buildings had 4 units in it and it was being leased to Toyota so that when they had workers down there, they would just use those apartment units. But then on another occasion, he said it was Verizon. And I was a little suspicious, but I didn't say anything. Like, that's weird unless he's got one building for each. But yeah, those were just a few of the red flags.